fans, Daddy from the Daddy and Lorelai channel here. It's Memorial Day. I'm actually here hanging out in the McChesney Town Cemetery. Weird place for a video, I know. But I'm actually here. Well, first of all, it's really cool here to see all the American flags that have been placed at all the graves. There's a whole bunch of them behind me there. You can probably see. But I'm here. I like to, I'm a contributor to a site called Find the Grave. People request pictures of different grave sites, and I come out to the cemeteries and try to find them so I can take pictures of them. So that's what I'm going to do here today. I was looking earlier to see what kind of options I had. Let me pull up the app here for you. We're going to pull up this cemetery specifically. Chesney Town, I was already there, so easy. There's 15 requests for photos here at this particular cemetery. I was looking around to see the background of some of these people. There's a lot of infant deaths I noticed in here. I didn't notice anyone that is a veteran. I did find this guy here, Albert Green. Thought he was interesting. He actually died from the Spanish flu about 100 years ago, so that's interesting with the pandemic going on right now. Anyway, I'm gonna go around and take a look and see if I can find any of these specific requests that were put into the site, and hopefully I find some and I can share those with you as I find them. A few weeks back we had a big storm and this tree blew over. It was a big tree. I mean, as you can see, let's see if I can get closer to it here. That's a pretty big stump there, but it blew over and it was a mess. I think there's still a little bit of devastation. Like, all the plots right here by the tree have been pretty much destroyed. It looks like headstones everywhere, as you can see right there. So I guess they're still in the process of cleaning that up, but they did get the tree removed. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go take a look and see if I can find any of these requests, and hopefully I can find at least a few of them. A lot of them are older, like we're talking about somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 years old, so I don't know how easy they're going to be to locate. The stones might be a little bit weathered, makes it a little difficult to try to find them. I do see some children, infant graves right ahead here. You can depict them kind of easily. They're older ones right here. Those were probably lambs on top of them at one point in time. They're extremely weathered. Get a view from the front here of them. And that's typically a way of depicting whether or not they were, or whether depicting the fact that they were children. So I'll take a look here, see if I can fulfill any of these requests for people, and if I find anything worthwhile, you'll be the first to see it. So I'm going to start on one end of the cemetery and make a little bit of progress. I'm probably going to stay up here for about an hour, see what I can find. Check out this robin. He's just chilling on this headstone over here. Oh, there he goes. I'm down here at the end of the cemetery right now where I'm starting, just to give you an idea how weathered some of these stones are. This is one right here. You can definitely make out some of the lettering on it, but it's extremely hard to tell what it says. And there's a whole line of these right here that are virtually impossible to read. This one looks like it had a little placard on it up there that's since been destroyed, removed, whatever the case may be. These graves are clearly on the older side, so I don't know how long they've been up here. All of them weathered. Can't make out anything on them. This one here next to them I can make out some. Margaret, wife of Robert Osbar, maybe. Let's see if I can make out the dates here. died. I can't really make it out. It's right down here. The deceased date, June 29th of, I can't make out the year. I can't even make out the birth year. 1820 something it looks like, maybe. July 5th. 1824 is what it looks like. Definitely not easy to make out though. I'm going to continue searching. Like I said, I just started my search, so I'm going to keep making my rounds around here. It's not a huge cemetery. It looks a lot bigger than it is as I scan it, but it's not small, but it's not huge. Anyway, I'm going to continue making my rounds here. Check this out. These headstones kind of long forgotten off to the edges. They're just kind of there. I don't even know which side's the front. I'm not gonna dig in there to find out, but it's kind of sad. And this grave's just kind of up here by itself. A headstone propped against that tree, that fallen log. There's the next nearest one's down here on the other side. This one's just kind of on its own. So while I'm scanning graves here, I'll talk to you a little bit about how I got involved even doing this. It started with me helping to research my family lineage, helping my mom. She's real big into the ancestry thing. And I found that utilizing this website, Find a Grave, was extremely helpful in trying to locate things and trying to piece together families when you're looking at generations back. So I started coming out to the cemeteries, and I thought, well, while I'm here, I might as well try to help other people that are looking for pictures of their graves or adding pictures to people's graves so that they can have those virtual memorials. And I don't know how many I've added to this point, quite a few. Typically only add them if they're people that I have some relation to, or grave sites that I find particularly interesting for some reason or another. But that's how I got started doing this. I'm not really having any luck here yet. I wish the cemetery was a little more organized with lines of plots, because I'm kind of meandering back and forth trying to hit everyone that I possibly can, and I'm probably missing some doing that. A lot of these are extremely hard to read, possibly quite impossible to read. I have found that a lot of the veteran graves have some kind of marker other than the headstone where you can read the name, which is extremely helpful. Unfortunately, I'm not looking for any veterans, so it doesn't help me today. But what I should do is come back up here sometime and try to catalog all the ones that I can read on a day where I have more time to do this, because I have some plans later today. But I'm gonna keep looking here and hopefully find something for my troubles. I still have at least 2/3 of the cemetery to canvas, so I'll see what I can do. Here are a few more long forgotten markers. They have trees even growing out of the grave sites. There's a few of them back here on the outskirts. I don't think you can read anything on any of those headstones. So one of the grave sites I was looking for belongs to Christina Brown. I haven't located that yet, but I did just locate her parents right here. That would be John and Elizabeth Akers. I thought maybe her grave might be in the vicinity, but I don't see it here. So She must be somewhere else in here. These headstones look like they're in decent condition. John's is a little weathered. Elizabeth's is pretty good looking. So I'm hoping that maybe Christina's, if I can find it, is going to be in somewhat good condition as well. But I'm going to continue searching. So one of the grave sites I was looking for belongs to Christina Brown. I haven't located that yet, but I did just locate her parents right here. That would be John and Elizabeth Akers. I thought maybe her grave might be in the vicinity, but I don't see it here. So she must be somewhere else in here. These headstones look like they're in decent condition. John's is a little weathered. Elizabeth's is pretty good looking. So I'm hoping that maybe Christina's, if I can find it, is going to be in somewhat good condition as well. But I'm going to continue searching. We got a couple rabbits here hanging out in the shade. Looks like maybe a mother and a baby. It's a little one hopping around over there. Not hopping, but looking for some nourishment. I'm gonna keep searching here though. Just stopping to enjoy a little bit of wildlife. So fans, I think I'm about done here. Didn't have any luck finding any of the 15 I was looking for. Kicking myself a little bit because I know I passed a few Overley graves and I was looking for, I believe it was Mary Jane Overley. I should have been looking for her, but somehow that name popped out of my mind. So I did backtrack a little bit to see if I could locate any of the Overleys that I did see. I did find one or two, but I felt like there was a nice little plot where there were 4 or 5 of them all together that I was unable to locate. So like I said, I do plan on coming back up here again and doing some cataloging. This cemetery is only like a stone's throw from my house, so if you have a really strong arm, I guess. So I do plan on coming back here again and seeing what I can find. I do want to show you a little bit of what this app looks like. It was Olive Jane Overley, not Mary Jane. My apologies. Anyway, so get into this app, show you what my memorials look like. These are the ones that I've added or that I've taken over. You can request somebody that added one to hand it over to you if you have a good reason to do so. I requested a couple myself, my great-grandmother being one of them. This is her. So I took that one over. I also took over the one for my wife's grandma, which is this one here. So those are two that I took control of that I didn't add, but most of these I added myself. A lot of them, like I said, are relatives or at least people with last names that fit into my relatives that may or may not be distantly related to me. That's a whole nother genealogy story, but that's what it looks like. And you can go in, it's pretty neat. Here, we'll click on my great-grandma again. Like, you can go through, pictures can be uploaded. There's my great-grandma and my great-grandfather. That's her last church picture, the gravesite there, the headstone. But you can also, it's like a virtual memorial, so you can go in there, you can post comments, you can gift virtual flowers. It's a nice little memento thing that people can get in there and they can, remember their loved ones. And it's nice, like I said, for genealogy purposes to try to figure things out and try to trace your lineage. It's really cool here in the shade. The sun's really beating down. It's pretty warm out there when you're in the direct sunlight, but in the shade here it feels really nice. There's a few shaded spots here in the cemetery, and I'm pretty much right in the middle of the cemetery right now. There's three nice sized trees right here that give some cool shade. Like I said, I'm a little disappointed I didn't find anything. I did find the parents of the one woman, so she's probably in here somewhere. I just have to locate her. I covered probably about 2/3 of the cemetery, so I still have some ground to cover, but like I said, no luck. And there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason as far as age of the grave sites here. You have some that look like they're in real good condition, like this one here behind me, and then I can take 2 steps up here and you can see how deteriorated these graves are right here. So old graves, relatively new grave. Actually, that one's 1910, so it's not that new actually. 1927 right beside it, 1943 down there. But I guess I can't even read the dates on these ones, so I mean, maybe they're just worn. Quality wasn't up to standards of these ones here beside me. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for joining me on my little excursion. If I have any updates to post, if I have any luck finding things, I'll let you guys know. Hope you all have a good Memorial Day. I'm going to try to post this today so that you can enjoy it today. And I think Lorelai is going to have a video here in a couple of days as well, so that's something to look forward to. I have no idea what her plans are for that video, but I think she has something on the horizon here. Anyway, have a great day. Take care.